Hello, Groo friends. Today we are going to appreciate the art of Sergio Aragonés, Groo the Wanderer, Volume 2, Issue 79, The Monks of Monjes, of Monjes, The Monks of Monjes, this particular issue. Hi, I'm Darren. These are my hands, and this is GrooTube, where we appreciate the art of Aragonés. Let's do another issue appreciation with Epic number 79. We've got the cover here, and the first thing that I notice is, it's that new style Groo cover block with the scroll and the calligraphy style writing. We've got a pile of skulls up here in the corner, and in something that I've never noticed on another Groo the Wanderer cover, a really thick shadow behind the title block scroll. Up here in the corner, in this rectangle, in this, what is this thing called? But we've got Groo and Roferto looking serious. Maybe they're tracking somebody, following something, and Roferto is looking very loyal. For the main part of the cover, we've got rolling green hills and purple mountains that really allows the main action of the cover to stand out. And what is this? Groo being flipped around in the air by somebody else in battle? This is very intriguing because this is so unusual. Let's open the book. So we find Groo and Roferto, they're hungry, as usual, and they are directed to a nearby monastery where the monks feed the mendicants. Now, I always thought that mendicants were a monastic order themselves, but perhaps I'm confused, perhaps I'm the mendicant. But in this case, the monks are feeding the mendicants, and so Groo lines up to get some food. But the lineup is huge, and here we have the title, The Monks of Monjes. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, please forgive me. And on this great spread, we've got this massive monastery. It reminds me of something out of Kathmandu. And we have a classic poem. Sound the horn and beat the drum, be thankful for the very dumb. Without the dumb to do their part, how could we tell just who was smart? With stupid folks we can compare and notice who has brains to spare. And stupid folks you need not test, for at their worst they're at their best. So let's give thanks for people who are dumb and stupid, just like Groo. And poor Roferto's nose is full of spikes from that spiny creature he was visiting on the first page. I spent quite a bit of time looking for a hidden message in the title block, turning the page upside down and spinning it all around, but nothing there, eh? So Groo does not want to wait in line to get food. He sees some monks leaving and figures, I'll go offer my services and get some food from them. And I want to point out on this page how well this comic is registered. Now, if you're unfamiliar with registration, that's when the different color plates are lined up in the printing process. And if they're lined up perfectly, you get a really nice, crisp-looking comic. But when they're misaligned, you get those comics where the color seems to be a little bit off, it's out of focus or something. Different colors kind of bleed into each other. Maybe it was just my bad luck when I was a kid, but I seem to get a lot of Groo comics with less than optimal registering. But this particular issue is registered perfectly, and it really shows off Sergio's beautiful art and Tom Luth's color work. Now, something that we're going to see a lot in this issue is Sergio telling his story, not just through words, but through his art. And we get an example of that on this page where one of the monks show that they don't need Groo to protect him. He can do a fine job himself. And how about this Dungeons & Dragons tabletop game? Some sort of game board, lots of little paper figures and dice and a Dungeon Master screen. Looks interesting. So Groo tries to prove that he's needed, and we get a nice little pantomime on these 2 pages. Even though the monks can take care of themselves, Roferto points out, hey, there's a snake on the road, maybe you can help with that. Look at that cute little doggo down here. But the monk handily takes care of the snake. And in the middle of page 9, we have a panel that has nothing but Groo, Roferto, and the dead snake. No border, no background, just Groo and Roferto looking at each other. And you understand what Groo and Roferto are thinking. Nothing else is needed. Great storytelling through art. But Groo and Roferto hear a fray, so they continue along. Whoa, Battletoads! I never played Battletoads, but I'm pretty sure I sold that. when I was working at the computer store in the mall. I did play a lot of Ivan Stewart's Super Off-Road, and I enjoyed that game immensely. So when Groo catches up with the monks, they have been taken prisoner by the castle guards, which is quite surprising, and the way that they react to Groo coming to their rescue seems unconvincing. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Kick off 1991 with score. That's not even a proper sentence. Oh, I guess those are football cards. So Groo rescues the monks, who perhaps don't even want to be rescued, and in probably the best visual storytelling in this issue, at the bottom of page 13, we see these 3 panels. On the outer 2 panels, Groo is drawn with a thick and simple line, perhaps representing the thick and simple Groo. He says, "No, no, no, do not rush all at once to thank me and reward me." And then, look at all the detail and the fine line work that Sergio uses to draw the monks as they stare at Groo. What Sergio is doing here is drawing the reader's eyes into this panel of the monks, causing us to slow down, to pause. He is pacing the story through his art. Quick, slow, linger. The monks are staring, they're angry. Quick. Sergio, the author of the story, telling his story not just through words, but through his drawings. Magnificent. Well, Groo decides that he's going to show those monks that they should show him some gratitude, even if he must slay them all. And in the bottom panel, we have Groo and the monks preparing for battle. The monks have their staves at the ready, and Groo is standing with his back to us, his legs apart, his swords drawn and outstretched to either side. What a wonderful panel. The battle ensues, and I wish that this fight had gone on longer, or that the monks would have put up more of a challenge to Groo. It seems like they could have been some very interesting characters to have around for a while. But Groo bests them quickly, and he heads to the city or the castle. That's a beautiful looking castle. As he enters the castle at the top of page 17, Groo welcomes the guards with glee, with joy, with silliness. Look at that expression. Groo is doing what Groo does best. This is funny looking funny books, and it's a wonderful drawing of Groo. Inside, Groo learns of the eldest monk, and that perhaps he can rescue him from the dungeon. And at the top of page 19, we have another example of Sergio pacing his story through his artwork. Groo approaches the castle doors. He takes out his katana. The guards are surprised. And it's Groo to the rescue. And again, with glee, Groo enters the fray. Look at Roberto down there. I love when we could just see how brilliant Sergio's cartoony art style was. Groo makes it down into the dungeon, and I love this top panel here, where Sergio is showing dark and light, shadow and brightness with his use of hatching lines. He does this throughout his comics, though not in each issue, but when he does, I think it's just so fantastic. See the light coming through the window? See the shades, see the hatching on the people around here and on the stonework. Looks brilliant. But the monk is not down here, so it's up to the tower to find the monk. Oh my, look at the TSR Marvel Superheroes role-playing game ad. Those are certainly some late 80s, early 90s Marvel superheroes. Not what we're used to today. Don't worry, I'll turn the page so you don't have to look at it anymore. Groo finds the elder monk and learns he's not a prisoner, but rather he's seeking terms of peace and that there's a warring faction of monks. He does not need to be rescued or want to be rescued. And we've got dopey-looking Groo down here at the bottom of the page. His eyes are dopey-looking. Even his lips are dopey-looking. There's no reward for Groo. There's no food. And in the confusion that is often found in Groo's brain, he slays a group of monks who are coming to aid the elder monk. "Groo, you are a monster. Go away from me," the elder monk says. One of the monks escapes, and confusion continues in the palace, where the king thinks that the elder monk has betrayed him, not coming in peace, but preparing for war, so he sends his army out to attack. Back at the monastery, the evil group of monks prepares to attack the army from the castle, and the elder takes Groo to try to stop the fight. I love when Sergio draws Groo, his feet running at full tilt, but his arms just dangling by his side. It's too late. The battle is already started, but Groo will join in. Who will he fight with? The soldiers? The monks? Decisions, decisions. And this drawing of Groo in the middle of page 29, oh, that's classic Sergio. I love it. And at the bottom of the page, we see Groo with his back to us again, his arms out to the side with his swords, in a pose that harkens back to page 14. And Sergio is practically animating Groo's head here as he draws it swiveling side to side, trying to decide who to fight with. Of course, Groo's decision is to fight with them all. It is Groo against them all. And we have our moral. The end of a battle is not the same thing as peace. In the Groograms, we learn that the hidden messages have stopped being hidden in the pages of Groo the Wanderer, and we learn where they've been hidden in the last 20 or so issues. We've got another letter to Siegfried, and Mark is still shilling his Hollywood Superstars comic. So, tell me, how would you rate the Monks of Monjes? Monjes? Mohe? On a scale from mulch to cheese dip? Leave a comment below. I think it's a great one with lots of action and silliness, and the way that Sergio uses his art to tell the story, to pace the story, is masterful. There's lots of quality referto, and it's a really good print that shows off Tom Luth's coloring. I give it a solid 2 katanas. Groo friends, if you enjoy when I do these issue appreciation videos on GrooTube, please leave a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed and turn on that bell for notifications. And if you're in the mood for more Groo, there should be plenty of my videos for you to click on the screen right now or nearby. So take care, and I'll be back again soon with some more GrooTube.